Welcome everyone to the podcast. We're just going to introduce our guest for the day and then get right into the podcast. You are about to be delighted, introduced, intrigued, lifted up, taught by the wonderful Rosalyn Fung. And so we hope you enjoy our episode this week. Rosalyn is an Akashic visionary, life and business soul coach, facilitator and trainer, a flourishing life coaching certification program, speaker, 3 times international best-selling author, former psychologist, mastermind, and workshop facilitator on the topics of feminine leadership, self-love, mastering your energy, money mindset, and attraction marketing. She has a podcast, TV show called Activate Your Soulgasmic Business. Beautiful. We are guests on that. And she delivers meditations with light language activations, which you get in this podcast. Don't miss it. That rank in the top 10% globally of most listened to and is featured on various platforms, including iHeartRadio, Apple iTunes, Spotify, and Roku TV. Rosalyn has been featured in Huffington Post, CBC Radio, and has spoken for Fearless Women Summit, This Woman Means Business, and Harvard University. She has shared the virtual stages with world leaders, Les Brown, one of the world's most sought-after motivational speakers and coaches, and Jack Canfield, the founder of Chicken Soup for the Soul. As a former psychologist of over 10 years, a second-degree black belt in karate, watch out, a Reiki master, and divine compassion multidimensional healer, and an Akashic soul reader, she catalyzes you to get out of your own way, unapologetically show up, and magnetize your dream life and business. Welcome to the episode. You will not be disappointed. Right, welcome. Wasn't that an amazing introduction? They would have all heard. I read your introduction and I'm going, oh my goodness gracious, this woman has done a few things in her life. Yes?
I sure have. I am definitely on a soul mission, that's for sure.
No kidding. I was wondering when you had time to breathe.
It's so funny. Honestly, people are always saying you look so busy. And it's because I post like all the things I do in I'm going to say like in business and in life. I'm pretty much an open book. So you see what's going on in my life. And I love to play, like whether it's in business or in my personal life. And I like to say to people, I don't love the word busy. I say I'm abundant because everything I am doing is on purpose, and it's a conscious choice to engage in those activities. And so, yes, it's like, I know some people are like, it seems exhausting. And I'm like, no, it's not. It's actually like, I get
what you love.
Yeah, when you're absolutely in joy, because you both talk about joy and you like, it's all about embodying that. Like that energy just gives you more energy. Yeah. And so it's very conscious choices for me to be engaging in the activities that I'm consciously choosing.
I love that. Then it's vibrant, right? That's
what we're all totally about. It's
vibrant. And you know what I find? Do you find this? If you say, no, I'm not busy, people they don't know what to do with that, right? You're supposed to be, and stressed and having a terrible life, and
yes, what they don't see is unless I have pictures taken, but like I have lots of quiet time. It's important to me, and I feel like the gift of COVID really has given me that ability to connect deeper in and come home to myself deeper. It has been, I always say I'm a student of life first, and I continue to be. And for me, it was just like, okay, I remember getting really angry during the first lockdown because my resources are being with my friends, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, oh my God, I can't be with my friends. And, we would be the badasses that would have like the tailgates or in the, with our cars in a circle in the parking lots and just like trying to be social distance friendly. And still that people criticized, and I was just getting so angry. Um, and I was like, wow, like I haven't felt this kind of anger in a while. And to the point where I was like having a blow up because wanted to go out to Shoppers Drug Mart and just like self soothe in the aisle. Just go out.
Buy some lipstick that you can't wear.
Right?
There's a mask.
No, like just kind of like just let me self soothe outside. And anyway, because my husband was like, I don't know if that's a good idea at the time, right? It was his first lockdown. And I'm like, I'm going. So I was like, wow, I'm probably taking that down 10 notches is probably a lot more aggressive. Like I'm like, oh my God, that anger is like really, really loud right now. And so I booked in a coaching call with my coach, my personal development coach. And I was like, okay, like I need some support here. She's like, well, Roz, it sounds like a really beautiful opportunity to get connected with your introverted self. And I'm like, joking. I'm like, I got one. And I was like, okay, you're right. Because if I really look at it, just being a personal development, spiritual development junkie, I'm just like, okay, I know it's always about coming home to yourself on that deeper level and getting connected with my inner child. And I knew that if I really sat long enough, there's a part of me that still at that point in time wasn't comfortable with really being still.
Right.
And so I'm like, okay, there is the work. And so it's been a very conscious journey to just be like at this next level, this deeper, expansive level. And it's so beautiful, just being able, messy, but beautiful, right? To just really be in this energy of, okay, here I am. And now I prefer silence. I drive in silence. I love to walk in silence. I, like just prefer the silence now. So it's been a very beautiful shift to be here. And to the point where I also moved to, I lived in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. And we turned our home into an Airbnb and moved out to Kelowna, BC. And it's been beautiful being closer to nature, to mountains, to the Okanagan Lake. And just, I knew that coming here would allow me to get even deeper and more intuitive and more powerful in this quietness. And that's what's really happened for me. So it's been,
and that's part of your work, right?
It is.
I think when we're in this kind of lifestyle, even in the vibrant lifestyle, even I was listening to some of your stuff, which we're totally going to plug, but
oh, thank you, love.
That you need that time for your own self-development. So people are having this problem charging, but they don't realize that part of what we're offering is because we did the work in silence.
That's correct. Like I am a huge believer to be fully in integrity because as a life and business coach, right? It's just really important to be integrity that if I'm asking, so even as a business coach, I mean, really business growth, and no matter at what point, whether you're becoming more visible, you're learning how to client attract, you're putting yourself out there, you're asking for money, you're receiving the money, you're scaling your business, at some point, your shit's gonna come up. It is a personal and spiritual development journey. And so, it is always coming home to yourself and through the journey of growing your business, that absolutely is that. And so to be integrity, I need to be, and you've probably heard it, like we need to be steps ahead of our clients and just be in this energy of being able to hold that space, that have that capacity to facilitate what it is I'm asking my clients to step into. I need to be embodied in this energy myself first. I don't believe in faking it till you make it. Like I hate that statement because I don't like anything that has to do with fake. I like to frame that as be it until you become it. So you keep moving into that, out of your comfort zone, and you keep stretching, you keep taking that action, and confidence only comes from taking courageous actions. So it's like you just keep doing it until one day it's just like, what was so scary before is now your new normal. And
Mhm.
it's so beautiful. Like I would have never thought, hey, let's move to next year. We're moving to Lake Country, which is even quieter than where I am right now.
Amazing. I love that. Well, we've talked about that a lot, right? Really human becoming, right? So,
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Embodying what you wish to put out there.
yeah,
Definitely.
exactly.
Yeah, and that's so much part of the energy, as you ladies know, right? Like just like as you embody it, your auric field just completely attracts people who are desiring to be in the similar energy or are at the same energy. So it's
You know,
beautiful.
that's a really good question I have for you, if you don't mind.
Oh, yes,
Um,
lay it on me.
so have you ever found yourself in a situation where you, because I know that you were a psychologist too, like a
Yes.
practicing one. So have you ever found yourself in a situation, either with that or within your practice that you're doing now, in which you have had to guide somebody through something that you
Mm.
yourself were struggling hard with embodying? And how does that work out for you, if that's ever been a thing for you?
Oh, that's a really great question. So in my business now, so I still lead. I'm no longer licensed. I gave that up because it held me back. I was the first psychologist to create an online program in my province, which was a lot of red tape. And I did it anyway. That was back in 2015. But like the thing is, and I moved into self-love coaching to start my coaching business, and then that evolved eventually into what I do now as an Akashic visionary life and business coach. So the psychology is always the foundation. Like when I work with my client, that doesn't go away. I do a lot of somatic processing with my clients. The approach I'm certified in, which saved my life, is called Haikomi. And it means, how do I stand in relationship with myself? And how do I stand in relationship with others? So it's this somatic mindfulness approach that brings in neuroscience, psychology, and spirituality. And so my own journey with Haikomi, I'll talk about this first, is I back in 2008, I was struggling with food and body image issues for years, and I got into bodybuilding for all the wrong reasons. My life looked completely perfect on the outside, and I just started private practice as a psychologist as well. And I was really confident in everything I did, but behind closed doors, I was struggling internally and struggling with disordered eating, specifically binge eating. Um, and so I came in last place on stage of that day. And that was really devastating because I had, and I'm sure the audience can relate with, some people in the audience can relate with this. I had like put checks off all the check boxes of what society defines as successful. I went to grad school, I got the private practice, I have the status, I have the title, like I have the amazing marriage, and I still do. And I was a second degree black belt and a role model to kids, teens, and adults. So like on outside, everything looks so perfect. And I achieved my perfect body. And so I was just like, oh my God, when I came in last place, I had like a huge breakdown. And I couldn't really understand, like, okay, I don't understand. I feel so empty. And it was Haikomi that saved me. So as a therapist, I went to learn about it. But of course, as you're learning things, you cannot not work on your own shit. So I was unconsciously, and I was not woke at this point. Like I'm not spiritual. I was unconsciously operating from this belief that I'm valued in my doingness rather than my beingness. And my doingness is never enough. And so I'm like, oh, that's why I'm an overachiever and this perfectionist. And I was like this hardcore type A personality. It made so much sense. And so I committed to slowing down and moving into being perfectly imperfect and really coming home to myself. So it started back then. And I got certified in Haikomi and eating psychology, and I became the go-to psychologist in disordered eating. So former versions of myself, I was never able to be clinically diagnosed. And I feel like a lot of women struggle Like, I mean, it's still the biggest thing, right? Women hate their bodies. There's so
Oh,
much
yeah.
body shame to this day. And if you're not diagnosable, then it's just like, oh my gosh, like there's no place to really go to. And so I'm really proud that my online program was putting out the food and body image program online. And so anyways, those are just doorways into deeper self-love. And coming back to your question, Kimberly, have I ever worked with, so I'll say my work is still foundationally in self-love, self-worth, self-trust, everything that allows us to just move into my pain turned to my purposes, being able to be who you are, express who you are authentically, create and do life and business from who you are, and have all that you desire. So it's be, do, and have, because we're not taught that in society. We're taught do this, then have this, do these workouts, do these diets, or do these strategies, to attract clients. Then you can have the client or have the perfect body, whatever the theme is, and then you can be worthy or be happy. And I'm like, no, that's so fucked up. So,
Yeah.
like be who we are first. And so, I don't like, as ethically as a psychologist, you can't work with issues that you yourself are struggling with. So back then, I would never have been able to work with somebody who struggled with food and body image issue when I was struggling with it. But I would say, like, if we're steps ahead, it's no longer a trigger for us. Like, yeah, absolutely. So today I work with clients, coaches, healers, light workers, practitioners, psychologists are my clients as well, with helping them with client attraction and soulful selling, really bringing their business online and then scaling it. So I would say a lot of the issues are they're hiding, they're playing small, they're scared to really be visible, put themselves out there. There's a lot of imposter syndrome that often comes up, or perfectionism comes up a lot. Like they just freeze because it's not good enough. I mean, at the very core of us, we want to feel loved, safe, and belong. And so fear of judgment, fear of rejection, fear of getting a bad review, fear of stepping on toes or offending somebody, like a lot of those come up. And I feel like my clients are attracted to me because my name is Bold Sexy Warrior. So
You've dealt with those pretty well, right?
yeah, I'm on brand. That's my vibe. And they're attracted to, like, I've had people hire me because they're like, you show up in like a Wonder Woman outfit professionally and you don't give a shit. Like, I will do Facebook lives. I've even spoken in person on stages wearing Wonder Woman outfit. Like, it's part of brand, right?
Love it.
So I've had another client recently hire me because she had seen me pre-COVID at a in-person event, and I was one of the speakers on stage. To be honest, I don't even remember, because she couldn't remember which event this was, what it was called. But there was a desk on stage, and I just kicked off my shoes. I often talk barefooted on stage, even though I like to wear heels, but I also like to be grounded. And so she's just watching me hop on and place myself on the desk, kick off my shoes. She's like, and just without skipping a beat of continue and talk. And she was just like, wow, this woman just like is so confident. And so I know that a lot of people they're like, can I just have what you have? Like, how do you do that? And it's like, yeah, like that's the inner work. So coaching somebody who, like, if that was to happen, if I was struggling with something, because I'm human, yes, I do struggle, of course. And I didn't quite have the answers. I feel skilled enough to relate and just, be like able to, the Haikomi work is really important. The mindset, what are your beliefs? But if I felt like I couldn't, I'd be totally transparent with them. I'm very transparent with my clients. Like, hey, this is actually something that I'm going through, and here's what I've been learning, with my coach. And I would refer out if needed, but I haven't actually, because I'm so clear about who I'm calling in, I haven't come across a situation where I couldn't handle it with a client and help them process, if that makes sense.
That does make sense. Yeah, that's good. I
Totally.
like that.
Well, and we
Thank
do all.
you.
I think that sometimes when you come across as vibrant as you are, people assume you've got it all together, right? Like there's no issues. And then we're like, we are human. We have
Yep.
issues.
And you know, actually, I'm not also, that is the other side. So people see my bold side, my confident side that way. But I'll often do lives, like Facebook lives, or when I'm speaking on stages. I'm not afraid to cry, like in front of, I'm not afraid to be real and raw. A couple weeks ago, so I've been like in my personal life, I've been really channeling, working through things by writing poetry. And I don't write poetry. Like it just feels like it's kind of like channel. And it started during, I think it started during COVID. And I would write, instead of journaling like sentences, I would start to write poetry. And that's just the way I want to come out. And so I read and I think this would be the first time I would ever have read my work, we'll say my journal entry. But it was about coming home to myself, and in a very deep, profound way. And it really resonated with a lot of people. It's that softer side of me. You can probably tell I'm quite dynamic. So there's that bold, more assertive side, and then there's like the vulnerable, raw side. And like people are, I draw people in either way because it is really about the energy. Right. And just it inspires, and then it catalyzes people to go and be who they are and put themselves out there too. So
and that's the whole package.
Yeah.
Do you want to tell us a little bit about how you were drawn to the shamanic work and why that's so dear to you?
Come work with us at our linktree.com site, www.linktr.ee/redlipstickbabes. Can't wait to see you there.
Okay, yeah. So I am almost complete. In September, I'll be completing my second year of shamanic practitioner. I take it with the Shamanic Institute here in Canada. My teacher is Gail Carter. And actually, my first year teacher is my personal development coach, Rayanne Wichat of Integrity Seminars in Edmonton, which my husband and I have taken like pretty much all their group coaching courses. Rayanne's our personal development coach. And it's kind of like one of those things that, when you're really just connected with a coach and like anything they do, you're like, I'm in. So that's us with Rayanne. And so actually it was back in November, just before COVID. So 2019, we went on a couples retreat in Mexico with Rayanne, and it was called Authentically Ever After. And it was the first time I kind of had a glimpse of Rayanne sharing more about, she's a hypnotherapist as in her background as well, and she's a shamanic student. So she brought in like this medicine wheel and plotted psychology concepts around it. And me being a psychology geek, I love neuroscience, of course, and my master's is in marriage and family therapy. And so like this just like juiced me up because it's like bringing it as well into a medicine wheel and in a psychology way. And I'm just like, this is cool. And over time, she's also showed us some techniques that were like clearing more energy and things like that. So I'm just like, I love this. And so when she offered the first year practitioner and she was the shamanic coach for that, I was just like, yes. And I got into it again because I really am loving it's a Toltec teachings. So it's very much, in my perspective, the psychology and spirit mixed in together. It's like very infused, and it's just like, oh, I love it so much. And of course, my peers who are in the course are just, oh, they're so delicious. They're just like all very, very powerfully intuitive. Many of us are in the spiritual world, already doing this kind of work. So it just added that extra alchemy of magic. That's the only word that I can really like describe it, right? such a magical group. So that's what really got me into it, was my curiosity to mix infuse more of the psychology and spirit together. And what's beautiful is that I feel like it's become a huge part of my alchemy, just energetically.
Right.
I wouldn't say I teach anything shamanic or work anything shamanic directly with my clients, but I feel like it's like, I call it the alchemy of you. So it's like bringing in your background, your education, your experiences, your passions, your personality strengths, everything that comes together. And this is why I teach my clients to bring all of that as the be who you are, right? This is all who you are, your alchemy. And I feel like when I am teaching, if there's a tool, a shamanic tool, I feel would be supportive to either show my clients or bring in and work with my clients, then absolutely I will. I really love the like energy tools that we learn about, and so that's kind of how I infuse it. I just, as I feel called, as it comes in.
So it's added vibrancy to yourself, actually. So it's become a part of who you
Yeah,
are.
absolutely, absolutely. It just, it feels like it's so much part of, it's just so much part of my alchemy now.
I love
So
it.
yes, it's definitely part of my vibrancy.
Well, I know you said make sure we talk about this. I'm like, okay, because this is now part of who you are then, right? It brings you joy.
Yeah, absolutely. And then the other thing that brings me so much joy is opening up the Akashic records. And that, I would say, I predominantly bring in, like, maybe more directly than the shamanic, but all of it is a blend. So those who are an audience and wondering what is the Akashic records,
I was going to say, can you explain that to our people if they've never heard it before?
like, a lot of people have heard of that word, but they don't quite know what it is. And to be honest, before I learned about it, which was, I got certified at the end of 2020, I didn't really know what it was either. So it's opening up the records of your soul, and it's God consciousness, non-religious. And so I'm channeling my clients' guides, so specifically angels. So masters are angels with us all our lives. Teachers are with us for specific lessons, and loved ones are people that we knew in this lifetime, including if there were any miscarriages that have crossed over. And so I'm channeling these guides, and I can have the ability to see past lives of the client and also see what's possible aligned with their soul purpose in their future. So typically a reader would read the records, and what's different about me, I get to bring in all the gifts, the alchemy of me in here. So I have the ability to speak light language, which is language that only our souls can understand. It's not a language on this planet. And it's beautiful. So light language can clear, heal, activate, amplify anything that is for the highest good. And so oftentimes when people come see me, they want some karmic stuff cleared. And so I can do that with light language. If it's called, then I can come in and do some healing. And this is where Rosalyn, the somatic healer, can come in. Sometimes I'm actually doing family systems. The psychologist self comes in. Sometimes my business coach hat comes in, again, depending on who does the reading and what kind of questions come up. So I can also activate things for the highest truth and good with light language. What's also really cool is when I'm seeing people's past lives, and there may be a really strong archetype that they once were, I can activate that archetype now so that can support them in moving forward into their next level version of themselves. So it's really fun.
Yeah, that's cool. I like that.
So yeah, even as a business coach, what happens is I always open the records. Even as in my group coaching program, Soul Ascension Business Academy, this is where the records are now open. And so I'm the mindset coach and the overall business coach for my clients. So I'm always just guided by the records, but also I'm bringing those parts of me that would support my clients. And it's just really fun to be able to have that extra tool. And accessing the records, just if like it allows you to feel into joy. So it's so powerful.
It's huge. That's huge because we always talk
Yeah.
about that, using your toolbox. Use your toolbox, and so you're using
Yeah.
the same toolbox you use in your personal life is exactly what you use with
Mhm.
clients, and then you
Yeah.
don't have to put on any mask or anything. Is what you're explaining
Yeah,
to
I
us.
mean,
You
it
just
works for you.
pull out
And
those
why wouldn't we,
tools.
right? If it
Yeah,
works for us, why would we hide that or not use that in our
I
work,
know.
whatever our work is? So I think it's deeply important.
I
So
love that.
I know that, I don't know if you noticed, but do you find that there's a lot of people in the spiritual closet?
Yes.
Right? It's the hiding. And so I hope that those of you in the audience who are like, oh my gosh, like I'm still in the closet, I'm too scared to come out. The thing is, people, you're here and you got gifted these gifts because you're meant to use them for the greatest good. And sometimes that may look like just your own, for your own personal use, but sometimes that actually means you got to put yourself out there and use that for the greater good to create the impacts you're meant to create here on this earth. And that's really important.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, totally.
And also not easy. I get it. When I got gifted light language, I was like, oh my God, what do I do with this? Like, I had only heard 2 other
it's still a
people.
big thing, and not in this realm. It's okay, but
Yeah.
people still look at you pretty well. I don't think I've ever spoke to that. It's a red lipstick babe that I have like 3 of them, and so
Mm,
yeah. So light language is a big thing, but it's such a. I also come from a religious background, right? So I always find it
yes.
fascinating that joy is everywhere, but people don't realize that you guys are all speaking the same freaking language.
It totally is. It
You're,
totally, in
you're
fact,
just calling it this, and it's just like the God talk, right? You're just all have a different freaking label on it, and it's
yes,
the
it's just a label,
same stuff.
but it's all love.
It's
It's the
all
language of
love.
love.
It's all love.
Yeah.
And it's all
Mhm.
big and huge that you can use. It's a tool. Like Kimberly always likes to say, use your juicy toolbox, right?
That's right. I like that juicy toolbox because that's really what it is.
Yeah, I talk too much. You ask the next question.
Oh, you guys, I love this conversation. I love when it just flows like this. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
me too.
It's
Yeah.
good. It's,
Would we have thought it would be any other way though? Seriously.
No.
no. Well, I was like, do we even need to write shit down? We don't, because
No.
it'll just flow, right? But you know, there is one thing that Tony and we like, every person we want to have on the show, there's a reason for it, right? And it's because there's a certain juiciness and vibrancy that you bring to what you do and you bring to the planet. And I think I can speak for both of us when I want to know what you are so wildly passionate about. Like, it can be about what you do, it can be about your work that you do with clients, whatever, or it can be just in your life. We want to hear it all. We want to hear what really gets your juices flowing in a real way.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I feel like it's like my personal and my work life blend because it very much is who I am, and that's what I preach. It's like just really, put yourself out there. So I'll speak to what really lights me up is when I make a difference in somebody's life. Like that feeling where whether it's a client or not, but just even somebody listening on this podcast, maybe we'll never know what kind of impacts and who we impacts, right? Like this podcast will go viral and it's just gonna, we don't know, right? Like it's just the magic of the universe that happens. And so what gets me juiced up though is when we get to know. So full circle moment. I'll share one of my favorite stories actually. This is just what I'm like, oh. So it was 2000 and I believe 16. No, sorry. 2018. I was spoke at Fearless Women Summit in front of like 400 and between 400 and 500 women. And I spoke about like taking the leap of faith, from moving from psychologist to going full in to my coaching business. And there was, so I did that big talk and then felt really good about it. Fast forward another talk, I met a woman who was sitting in the audience, and just, you know, when you just really click with somebody. So even as I was speaking on stage, this woman and I just kept looking at each other. And to be honest, I thought that she was a former client of mine, like a therapy client. And I really enjoyed working with her. She was just a doppelganger, though. It wasn't her, because when she came up to me, I was like, oh, that is not your name that I thought you were. Anyway, she informed me about her healer. And I'm like, oh my gosh, that's amazing. I'm going to go see this Reiki healer. And maybe so from the day of the talk to, I will say, maybe like 9 or 10 months later, I go to the healer's home and she just kind of looks starstruck. I'm like, is this lady okay? And she's like, you have changed my life. And I'm like, how? Like, oh my gosh. She's like, that day I was sitting in the audience at the Fearless Women Summit. So we had never met. And she heard my talk, and it activated her so much that the next day she quit her job, went full time. I'm going to cry, like full time into what she does now. And I went and saw her. Like, how freaking powerful is that, right? Like,
Great.
And she's just a fucking badass, like amazing women empowerment healer now. And she's just like, she's had me speak at her events. She runs like nude goddess events, really cool. So it's been, I'm going to give a shout out to Susanna Sugaldo. She's really amazing.
Please do.
Love. And just like, holy shit, like she's freaking abundant in her business. And she came and worked with me for a bit, and you know, like, just that beautiful energy exchange. She came into my Client Attraction Academy, and just seeing this growth, like, wow. But the fact that, you know, that little, sometimes we just like that soul, like, just needs a little unlock. And then where it is, or like conversations that you have with people. And I love it when people are like, you make me think differently about things. And I'm like, amazing. And that could be my personal life. That's like all my friends and I mean, really, like, we're all in the same energy, right? It's just like these high vibe, conscious conversations. It's lifting each other up. It's being able to take, like, look at the magic of the way the world works. I kind of forget I'm in this bubble all the time. I'm sure you two are like in that too, right? So when I hear people in victim mindset or like in low vibe and gossipy, like, I'm like, oh my gosh, right, there's people like that. Yes, because that's not my world. I don't attract those people. They don't, like, it's just, yeah,
not how you resonate, not how you vibrate.
Like, yeah, exactly. Like, your vibe attracts your tribe. So I would say that lights me up. And then I freaking love dancing. That's one thing I really missed during COVID was like, what are you pointing at? Oh,
Kimberly.
We need a dance party, right?
Yeah.
I freaking love dancing. It's my favorite thing. I'm one of those people that will like open the dance floor and close the dance floor sober. I don't need anything. I just love dancing, and just, you know, dancing with friends is even better. But like, give me a really good DJ or give me some great beats, and then just like, yes, get down. I just think it's a greatest stress reliever. So
Awesome.
I love it.
I guess we have to go to the Okanagan, huh? So you guys can
Yeah.
there's
I don't know. I'm still trying to figure out, like, things don't stay open very, like, that was one thing when I came. I'm like, what? Everything closes at 6?
Oh my gosh.
It's early. So don't come here for dancing. It's apparently not the hot spot.
Not the hot spot.
Maybe on the beach. Dance party on the beach. And I love hiking. My kids are named after mountains. So my oldest, he's 10 now. His name is Everest, and he goes by Evie. I call him Evie Bear. And Logan, he's 8, and Mount Logan is the highest mountain in Canada. No, we have not hiked those, and I will definitely not climb Mount Everest. Yeah, nope, I saw the movie. base. But all joking aside, there is nothing like a good hike that's so challenging. It goes uphill. I recently, it's very easy, probably no big surprise for me to connect with amazing women around here. And I'm a connector. That's also my gift. I love to connect people, whether it's in personal and or professional life. And I always joke, if I were to start another business, it would totally be a dating and matchmaking business because of my background as a marriage and family therapist, but also because I've had two couples, like I've match made two couples, and I get these lightning, like psychic lightning bolts.
I love
when I
it.
match people. So cool. And I do the same in business. I match make people in business to be co-creators together, to be partners together. It's interesting. It's like I'm not doing on what's like purpose. I'm not, but like I would just get the hits. I'm like, these two people need to meet. And so I've formed a hiking group, and it just keeps growing. So if you ladies ever want to come out here, it's kind of funny because we all happen to be in business. And so it's like we get to be bonding as girlfriends, but we also are in business. So we get to network as well. And we get to hike while we're doing this. I'm like, this is the best way to do business.
I love it.
You know what I mean? So yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's amazing. I love it.
Yeah,
It's
that's
been-
awesome. I love your energy off of all of that. It's beautiful.
Thank you. Yep, that's what's juicy for me. And then,
Awesome.
of course, like my husband and I, so for fun, we have this pillar in my business called Pleasure in the Bedroom and Bank.
I saw that. Yeah. Tell me more. Tell us
Tell us
more.
about it.
Come work with us at our linktree.com site, www.linktr.ee/redlipstickbabes. Can't wait to see you there.
He is as a financial planner, and I'm proud to say he's one of the top financial planners with IG Wealth in Canada. And and then with my background as a marriage and family therapist, and we love to talk about the energy and the psychology of money. So we decided to come together, and we've like do talks, we do Facebook Lives. We've done I think like a couple summits, but we've created a workshop. It's now a digital course. And we've love to help people go into sacred relationship with money as individuals, but also as couples, because I mean, he works with couples. I used to work with couples as a therapist. And what is one of the number one things they stress about? Money. And so we want to teach them how to have conscious conversations about money and have the intimacy. It's like how you do one part of your life is going to be how you do all parts of your life. So they can figure out how to communicate, and we can teach them those tools sacredly and safely about money with each other. That will likely transfer, in the sex life, in the bedroom, and just that sense of intimacy and connection. So that lights me up with my husband. He's very much into personal growth as well. He's definitely not as woo. He's not woo. He's so, people really look up to us as a power couple. And we talk about like, how do you deal with that? Like I'm super spiritual and I'm very intuitive, and he's very logical and mathematical. And the thing is, my husband is very open-minded. And as I grow and as miracles happen more and more and synchronicities spiritually happen, he can't really deny it. So I'm like, and I always joke around. I'm like, so how's your logical brain? Explain this one.
I love it. Plus, the universe knows that logical and woo need to come together because it's a perfect balance.
Exactly.
I always say it's a battery, right? You need two ends.
Yeah, exactly. And that's why we also like, I feel like we're yin and yang. We beautifully balance each other out. I'm way more sky energy. He's earth energy. So it just comes together. He definitely supports that for me. So yeah.
So
Very
people
cool.
can come take a course with you. Can they coach with you around that, or is it digital?
No, that's not something we've opened up to. I feel like, this is something like that's fun for us. It's not the thing that I would say is a main part of either of our businesses. It's something at the highest level of a committed relationship is co-creation and then contribution. So this is our way to do that. I do feel, because it's we've been doing this for probably about, just like, and it's not serious, like I said, it's like 3 years. We ran the workshop and now we turned into a digital course. It's called Manifest More Money. People can get it on my website, and it's $88. So big, amount of money, but like a lot of value. And teaching people about money dates and things like that. So I feel like my husband and I are moving into it where we'll be speaking more about it.
Oh no. Your internet, are you seeing this too, Kimberly? Did it cut for you?
Mm-hmm.
Speaking first, maybe one day we'll do a facilitation, because I love facilitation, but we'll see. So as of right now, people can tune in on my podcast, Activate Your Soulgasmic Business, which you two babes are on.
Yep.
And you can find that on my YouTube channel, Rosalyn Fung, or Apple iTunes or Spotify. You can Google any of the Pleasure in the Bedroom Bank episodes or anything that has to do with sexy money conversations with your partner. That's Dan and I. So
Awesome.
And we'll have all those links. You guys can see it on the YouTube
Awesome.
page or the Spotify or Anchor page.
Amazing.
Oh, I said we were going to put you on the spot, but I'm going to really put you on the spot, because we were talking about your Akashic and your psychic and all things you pull in. What are you feeling? Because we usually have someone give tips about how to step into Vibrant, but what are you feeling called to lead them into? Or
I actually always love to do the actual guiding, not just talking about it, but let's actually guide our people into an experience. I'm all about the experiential. I believe this is why I believe the experiential work is the most important, because we can talk about something all day, like do this, but like until we actually feel into it, it's really like, I don't know what that like, okay, but how do I do that? Like, so let's guide people now. Drop in some light codes.
Yeah.
Okay. So, wonderful. And how long do I have?
What do you want? Like, we don't have an hour, but you have probably as long as you want. We run anywhere from half an hour to an hour on our.
Let's do this for I feel like it's gonna be like an 8-minute sort of thing.
Yep, perfect.
So okay, beautiful. All right, so I'll just invite those of you who are tuning in, if you're driving, obviously save this and come back to it. Please. But if you're available to just put yourself in a position, whether it's seated or lying down, and just really relaxing your body. I'm going to guide you through meditation and coming home to yourself and feeling into self-worth, self-trust, self-love. And we're going to activate these parts. So I'll invite you to take your attention inward. You can close your eyes or have a soft gaze. And imagine that you are a tree and your feet are the roots. And this beautiful Mother Earth energy starts to move from the depths of the earth towards the balls of your feet, and feeling her warm, loving energy start to move into your feet, into your ankles, and just noticing how this feels as you move this energy into your calves and your shins, your knees in the front and the back, your thighs, hamstrings, hips, and then right into your perineum, that soft spot between your sex organs and anus, and into your root chakra. Just breathing into this space to ground, feeling into the safety. And then this beautiful, loving presence of Mother Earth moves into your womb space, your sacral. Seeing this beautiful fire in your belly. This is a place of self-worth, of your sexual, sensual energy. It's where the Kundalini energy begins. So you might notice that your hips may want to move a little. So go ahead if that is available for you. And then noticing this energy moving into your solar plex, your power center, your life force. It's this beautiful yellow of joy. And then let this beautiful energy travel up into your heart space, your love. Breathing in this love into yourself, giving yourself love first, because your relationship with you is the most important relationship there is, besides the one with spirit, source, high power, God, however you define. And then letting this beautiful energy move into your throat, activating your voice, the power of your voice, this beautiful blue energy. Letting it travel up into your third eye, the space between your eyes and your forehead. And with your eyes closed, you can take your gaze to your third eye, stimulating your pineal gland to activate your intuition. And then taking this energy, moving it to your crown chakra, the top of your head, and laying this beautiful energy. You can zip up your breath into the cosmos. Keep breathing in and then suspending your breath. Just hanging out here in the universe. Feeling into the space. And then just very slowly letting your breath release. Exhale, feeling into releasing anything that doesn't serve and support, handing it over to Mother Earth. She will transmute it into positive energy, feeling her receive it. You can release. In fact, if it helps, just take your hands and brush anything off your body that doesn't belong to you, any energies that don't belong to you, any energy of lack, whether it's in self-love, lack of money, fears, just wiping it off, handing it over. And then just breathing again through your feet, all the way up your legs into your root chakra, seeing this beautiful rich red. Staying here and just keep breathing into this root. Feeling into the grounding. And just feeling into the sensations in your body in this moment. There's no right or wrong. You might feel lightness as you released. I'm just going to do a light language clearing. So this is for the purpose of clearing anything that does not serve and support, because you are not here to live a mediocre life. You are not here to play small. So we're going to clear any hiding, any playing small, any fear of judgment and rejection, anything that holds you back. So here we go. And just notice as this light language is being delivered, what sensations come. There's no right or wrong. Marakia sira kurati nera kura kia sia nora kuratia hua kira ti nera kia sorkua. Clearing marakia sira kurati krotura kia sanarkia sorkuratia. Morakia sorkuratia. Morakia sorkuratia. Clearing any of these lack energies. Marakia Serokurati in this lifetime, past lives, parallel universes across lifetimes. Marakia Serokurati, Nirakia Sorokurati, Arkia Sokuratia. Just breathing in and then breathing out. And just staying with the sensation, staying with what you notice. You might notice some tingling. You might notice some emotions coming up. You might notice feeling lighter. Nothing's right or wrong. And then let's bring some healing energy to help you remember who you really are. You're here to be in your purpose, to serve and to support. And you do that through sharing your gifts, through shining. You are here to shine. It is your birthright to shine. Don't let anyone take away your ability to play big. You're here to shine. So there's this beautiful white light coming in from source, coming in through your crown, top of head, and into your core, connecting with each of your energy centers that we went through, filling you up with white light and circling all around you. This is for healing. You can imagine holding your inner child right now. Morakia sira kurati nerakia suarakia morakia sinerakia simorakia. This beautiful divine compassion energies coming through, as well as Kuan Yin energy, goddess of compassion, self-compassion. Morakia sira kurati nerakia surukurati nerakuarakia samorakurati nerakuarakia sinerakia sia. Breathing in through your roots chakra, all the way up into your crown. And slowly, as you release, breathing out through your solar plexus, you're creating this aura, this bubble, this beautiful bubble that surrounds you. This is your auric field. This beautiful bubble of vibrancy, of joy, your soul's essence. Feel into the quality of this bubble. Feel into the texture of it. And I just heard welcome home. This is about remembering that this place of peace, this place of power is always available to you, no matter who you are, no matter what you're doing, no matter where you're at, that you can always access this place inside. So see what image or word or phrase comes up without thinking, but just see what arises to support you in keeping a piece of this experience of your power, your place of power, your place of peace, or whatever you would like to name this. There's no right or wrong. So for some of you, you might receive an image. You might receive a word or a phrase. So placing one hand on your heart space, one hand on your womb. Just breathing in to the sensations in your body that feel so aligned, so good. With every fiber of being, breathing it in. Breathing in the phrase, or word, or image that comes with this. And then anchoring down by, again, imagining your tree. And as you breathe out, imagine your breath is like the roots of the tree, anchoring deep down into Mother Earth, letting her receive you and support you. And the beautiful power that you are is planted deep in this rich, nourishing soil. Morakia, sirakuratia, nerakuratia. You are worthy. Abundance is your birthright. You are here to shine. You are here to show up boldly, authentically, as who you exactly are, because your tribe, your people, your friends, your clients are waiting. You are that lighthouse for them. You have an energy signature that supports their soul. And your sacred responsibility is to show up and shine. Breathing this in and anchoring down into the ground again, rooting. Feeling the energetic effects, ripple effects that have already begun. Surakia samorokurati nerakia, surakia nerakia sirakurati nerokuratia. Breathing in one more time and releasing love into the world. Beautiful. Just regulating your breath, feeling into the sensations that your body is experiencing. Again, there's no right or wrong. For some of you, you may have a feeling of being home. This might feel new, foreign to you. For some of you, this feels familiar. You might feel solidness in your core. You might feel tingling. You might feel light energy. You may feel like crying, or you are crying. All of this is so beautiful and so welcomed. It's unlocking more and more of who you are. Welcome home, my love. And when you're ready, just very slowly and gently start to bring your awareness back into your space, feeling temperature on your face. When you're ready, just really slowly and gently opening your eyes. You might want to blink a few times or place your hands over your eyes. Be careful, it might be a bit bright if there's sunlight. You might want to stretch.
Thank you.
Beautiful. Thank you. I think that was a little bit more than 8 minutes, but that's okay.
It's perfect.
It's channeling through.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
How are you two feeling?
Amazing.
Yeah, beautiful.
Yeah.
How about you? How do you feel?
Oh, I always get to receive so much of what the activations are. So you can probably feel my energy. It's a lot more calm, deep, grounded, still. Yeah. And this is like still joy and vibrancy for me too.
Well, it is, because it's here, not here, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, that's right.
I don't know what more we can say than that. That's a gift for everyone. Thank you for offering that gift for our listeners.
Oh my gosh, absolutely. That was so beautiful for me to deliver. So thank you for giving me the opportunity. It's so fun to chat with you both.
And if that was new for everyone listening, play it again and again. Like, you can listen. There's a reason you listen to this There's a reason you were activated by that light language. There's a reason you were drawn to this. So what a gift to be able to play it over and over, and there'll be something in your soul that can be, you have no idea what's activated every time.
Absolutely. Every single time depending on where you're at in your process, you may receive it differently. So, and I always deliver light language meditations like this at the end of my podcast / TV show, Activate Your Soulgasmic Business. So you're welcome to tune in there too.
You can go listen to all of them. I love it. Thank you so much for offering that. Thank you for coming today and sharing.
Thank you. Can I just share one more thing about my freebie? So those
No.
Okay,
I'm kidding.
I know.
we actually wanted to talk about that because
I totally forgot. We
just
did
did it. And it was beautiful.
Amazing. Yes, I saw you both sign up for it. Yes, please tell me your takeaways. I would love to hear it.
Oh my gosh, there was so much value. I found that I really resonated with a lot of it. Like it's the freebie is okay. I wrote it down. It is Bust Procrastination Masterclass, right? I feel like there's more to it.
That's right. It's Bust Procrastination, Boldly Show Up and Sign Soulmate Clients. So this masterclass is specifically for coaches, healers, practitioners, therapists, people who are in the personal and spiritual development world, i.e. my ideal clients, who are hiding, playing small, and maybe you're ready to take yourself to that next level. Maybe you're not hiding, maybe you're not playing small, but you're noticing some level you're procrastinating to get to where you want to be. You suck at marketing. You're like, oh my God, yeah, I don't like marketing. I actually give you a tool, which I'm sure Tony and Kimberly will tell you a little bit more about, but you'll walk away with a tangible way to market yourself. And if you feel called, I talk a little bit more about, so it's very mindset, it's very energetics. And then I give you the strategy, which is all what I'm about, those three things: mindset, energetics, and strategy when it comes to marketing yourself. And if you feel called, you can learn more about my group coaching program called Soul Ascension Business Academy in there as well.
Yeah, and I would encourage them, because everyone's giving something free. That's what we're finding.
Yeah.
And that's a great way to market, but we did listen to it, and truly, everyone, it's a gift, right? It's a beautiful gift of tools. It's not just, here's a quarter tool that won't really help you and you must sign on. That's not at all what it is.
Yeah.
You get a lot of value. And then if you want to continue, you can, but you can just go with your notebook and learn, and it's huge. And then you'll know how you resonate with you, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And I created this because I hate signing up for like master classes, and it's like a little bit of whatever, and then it's a big ass pitch. You're like, what the? Yeah. So this is like a huge value, whether we work together or not. I know that this can really support people. I've had people like take this strategy of marketing themselves and like just go with it. Amazing. Yeah. And then there's going to be some people who are like, yeah, I actually want to lean in, get the coaching, have the community support with other soul sisters to take myself to that next level. Amazing. Then that's where people can get on a business soul alignment discovery call with me.
Do it. Just do it. Like, do it. We're going to encourage you to do it.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I feel so honored. I haven't ever had a podcast host sign up for my freebies and then go through it before we got on a call. So you both are amazing.
Well, I can't believe, thank you for both of you, because Tony starts talking and forgetting. Yeah, we totally both listened to it because
amazing.
Well, we can credit this to Kimberly. She's like, we have to really know our guests before they come on, because how do we talk about it? It's
valuable, right?
Yes, we do. So let's go take it. So
yeah, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. So thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you. This was wonderful.
For coming. This was great. It was beautiful, and vibrant.
Sorry, I just cut you off, but we're going to put all of Rosalyn's links with the podcast. So totally check it out. Totally check out everything she's offering here, because it's beautiful. And
absolutely,
such good vibes.
Thank you. Thank you, loves. And yeah, I would love to, if people are listening to this and I'm new to them, follow me on Instagram and DM me. Let me know what your takeaways are from this beautiful episode. I'd love to know where my people come from. And it is me in the DM. So
love it.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks, ladies.
Thank you.
And so as usual, at the end of our interviews, what did we forget to do, Kimberly?
We forgot to pump our own tires.
So
We'll get it.
we'll
Hey?
get it. We'll get it. We like to talk about our guest stuff and then we forget to say, yes, you can work with us too.
That's right.
Yeah. So that's it. We're going to pump a little bit. Go to our linktr.ee/red lipstick babes. You can see everything we do. We don't coach.
That's right.
We don't coach. We don't, that's why we interview coaches and everything. But we have some packages. You can talk to us. You can come be a podcast person. You can take us out for the day. There's quite a few things on there you can do with us. So just go to that. Go look at our bio and you'll see where you can work with us. Anything you want to add?
You can come hang out with us on TikTok,
Yep.
on Facebook,
Yep.
Instagram, though we're on there a tiny bit less than the others.
Yeah, and we're pretty laid back, but there is a way you can come hang with us and work with us. And we do have a little bit of a vibrancy package, and we have some nuggets coming up.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, plugged. Woo!
Nice.
Well, hello.